Alright, got something interesting for you guys this week. We're going to use a large body of text and blend it with a shape. And the shape I have here is this silhouette of this woman right here. What I want to do is have basically a complete field of text covering the entire image. And I want the text to be black over the white area and white over the black area. And as it blends over, it should blend in nicely. Now, that sounds a lot easier said than done. And there's probably a dozen different ways to do it, but I found this way pretty easy, and it keeps the text editable and the shapes, and it all keeps everything on their own separate layers. So, first we need all the copy we're going to use, and you can certainly use any copy you want. You can type out a paragraph of stuff, just some random words. For the sake of time, I'm going to use this site right here, this Lorem Ipsum. It's a text generator. It just does fill-in text, and you can generate a number of paragraphs. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and do 5 paragraphs, so let's do generate Lorem Ipsum. And as you can see, it goes ahead and it generates just some random copy that we're going to copy and paste to our document. Now, 5 paragraphs probably was a little more than I needed, but better to have more than you need than not enough. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and just highlight this text and go under Edit, go to Copy. That'll copy it to the clipboard. Let's go ahead and minimize that. Back into our document. I'm going to grab the text tool and I'm just going to draw a text box the entire size of the document. And once I'm inside that, I'm going to press Command or Control V, and it will paste that text right inside there, as you can see right there. But now we got to modify it a little bit. I'm going to double click that layer to highlight all the text, and I'm going to press the Shift and the Command key. This will be Shift Control, and then the less than key or the comma key will make the text a little bit smaller, as you can see right there. I don't want to make it too small. Let's go about right there. Then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to take the paragraphs out. I'm just going to put my cursor right here next to this C and just hit delete until it goes in and it fills all those lines in. Let's do the same right here. Get that in the bottom there. And we'll just center that in there. So we've got our big field of text here right on our document. So it's looking right against the background here. It's black against the white, but it's not, we can't see what's going on over the person here. So here's what I'm going to do real quick. Just going to take that shape and put it above the text layer. Going to lock the transparency. I'm just going to fill it with white by pressing Command Delete. It will be Control Backspace, which will, with white set as my background color, it'll fill it in there. Now, all I need to do, this is so simple, this is really cool, is simply change the blend mode of this layer from normal to difference. Boom, there it is. Now, everywhere there's text over the white, it is black, and everywhere there's black, the text is white. And it blends it nicely even when it's going through the letters. And notice it's all on its same layer. What it did is it's using that difference blend mode. It's looking at this white shape and then looking at the stuff beneath it and saying, okay, we're going to fill this with the opposite. So if it's filled with white and it's against a white background, it's going to flip it. It's going to make it black, just like you see here. So now that text is blending in there just like we want it to. Just as easy as that. Now let's go in here and add a couple of more design things to finish this off. I'm going to pop a layer mask on that text layer, and using the gradient tool with the foreground to transparent gradient, I'm just going to go in here on that layer mask and just randomly pop in some areas to fade the text in. I want to especially kind of white out this area here because I'm going to drop a title there. And maybe we'll get a little part up here. It increases the aesthetic of it just to make it a little bit more design. I want to do one more thing here. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to turn this into a smart object. I'm just going to go into the flyout menu here and go to Convert to Smart Object. And here's what I want to do. I'm going to press Command or Control T, and I'm going to control or right click on it and go here and select Warp. And I'm going to grab this upper corner here and just give this kind of like a page curl effect. Just like this. Grab that handle here, we'll push that out. We'll push this one out here. I did this, it reminds me of the Da Vinci Code. If you saw the cover art for the Da Vinci Code, you can see it was just some text that was kind of pulled over like that. Sounds like a page flip effect there. But look at that, it's pretty cool. But now all I need to do is drop in another title. I'm just going to go in here. Now, dropped in a new text layer at the very top. I'm just going to type the word type. Let's just give it a title. And we'll scale that up and fit it right in there in that open space. So we've got a pretty cool design. And again, everything is on its own layer. That shape is on its own layer, but yet it blends with that text beautifully, so it's all readable throughout. And that's pretty much it. Going in there, making text, making a cool design out of the text. Now I wanted to throw one more point in here. If you're inside that text layer, let's assume we didn't make this a smart object. We just had this text right here. I've got this text layer, there all that text is right there. If you wanted to make another text layer on top of this one, now if I go and grab my text tool and go inside this document and I just click, it's going to go ahead and drop the cursor in that existing text. It's not creating a new text layer like I want it to. So how do you do that? How do you get around that? If I've got the text filling the entire document, it pretty much makes it impossible. No matter where I click, it's going to pop the cursor in that text. Here's what you do. All you need to do is with that text object selected, or the text tool selected, hold down your shift key and then click inside the document. And that will pop in a new text layer and you're able to type your new text right on top of that one. It doesn't drop the cursor into your existing text layer. It'll create a new one. So just add that shift key and you'll get a new text layer. So that's a little tidbit there. We'll close that smart object, and there we have very cool, simple design using text.